was a lot of people like Adonis in Ontario. I remember now the one of the first friends I ever met in Cambridge when I was a kid. He happened to be the same complexion as Adonis. He was this Jamaican boy, and he was white. The first time I ever met this Jamaican boy, it was the first time I ever met Jamaicans. His dad was fully Jamaican black, but he was like this white boy. So we had a lot of these ones. That was in 2001 because it was in the same class we watched the 9/11 happen, where I met that boy that happened to be, well, he was albino. Drake's son ain't that. Drake's son is whiter. He's like he looks like mocha or something. But, or you know what? He reminds me of that Werther's Original. He's the color of Werther's Original or whatever. But there was this other one that was real albino. He was at my school in Cambridge when I was like, I don't know how old I was. Probably, it was when 9/11 happened, 2001. We went to go see that movie, Inspector Gadget, and all that. That was before I ever went down to Florida. I didn't go down to Florida until 2003. 2 or 3 years after 9/11. I was living in Cambridge. I had went to school a lot of places. Cambridge, Guelph, Hillsburg. I went to Ross R. McKay in Hillsburg. All that way before I had even moved to Toronto. I even went to Weston Road. There was a big party on Weston Road one time. Graduation when we were kids. I think I knew Drake. We used to go through the owl excrement and all that. There was a lot of different stuff we did. There were like field trips. A lot of different field trips and all that in Canada. Where you would, there was a lot of different ones. We had an owl field trip where you would go to this one place and you would learn all about owls, and then you got to dissect their feces and all that. And because their feces, you seen, they ate things whole. They would eat mice whole. So there would be bones in their feces and all that. We learned that and all that in Canada. There's a lot of stuff. Oh, we got to feed the birds. I remember feeding the birds. We went to some national park or something in Canada and fed the birds. It might have been even that Aurora Gorge. Oh, my dad and mom had like an amazing wedding, believe it or not. It was in, I don't know what town it was. A lot of cool stuff in Canada. I'm going to stay here in Canada. That's what I realized when I was down in Florida. I said, you know where I felt the most safe? It was Canada. Once I started seeing my friends down there in Florida, we had fun, right? And then you start to settle down in Florida. And their home invasion rate and all that is big, big, big over there. Even the white people there home invade people. Bez believe. Justin Batdorf from Cape Coral. I would testify in court on the Bible that Justin Batdorf, who's supposed to be U.S. Army, he came up from home invasion robberies. He home invaded me back in the early 2000s, 2008. No, had to be in 2006. Came right into my house in Cape Coral, Florida, strong-armed it, and took my brand new Xbox 360. My mom was a nurse at Lee Memorial Health System. She used to work so much that I would hardly see my mom. And the excuse back then was, Tom, because I had to work to get you an Xbox 360. I don't give a fuck who Justin is. He's not welcome here in Canada. Because do you know how much money that Xbox 360? Do you know how much money? Do you think the police here are going to protect a Floridian named Justin? No, they're not. They're going to fucking lay that kid down and tell them to go back to Florida, or they're going to send them to hell. I don't know what you Americans think it is. You won't get away with home invasion down in Florida. You won't get away with home invasion in Canada. For sure you won't. Because in Florida they were protected. Here they're not. Okay? So in Florida they were protected like their little mafia and all that. As soon as they leave Florida, they're donezo. Go to any other state. Make him my next fucking guy, eh? Alright? Make him the next guy. I got my Series S, eh? He's a lot more established than him, eh? I just want you to know that. I hear ya. I said you're fucking done, dog. You hear me on recorded line, you pussy? Strap up and dap up, bitch. Fucking do it, dog. Invade Canada. And see what fucking happens. It isn't a video game, backdoors. Because you like to steal people's video games in Florida. You should be charged with home invasion. The one guy was charged. His name was Michael Manuel. He was charged. He went to prison for 3 years. Registered sex offender. Even Matthew Earls got to do time in jail. Matthew Earls should have did 3 more. Matthew Earls should have did 3 years too. For what he did to me that day in Cape Coral, Florida, when I didn't even know where I was, and he fucking abandoned me, so I had to fucking find out where to go. But shout out to him. But they got this guy for the child porn. Michael Allen. He was a bad character from Florida. They got him. They got Chris Geislinger, who was running shit out of Stark and then up to Chicago. We got him. But it's time to get this Justin Backdoor for raping my mom, for causing us to be uncomfortable in Cape Coral, for following us to Fort Myers, and for pulling a knife on my mom and cutting her Mustang. I will never forget that shit, buddy. Alright? You're done, Backdoor. If I see you, I'm going to fucking break your legs on life, kiddo. Alright? Just letting you know, I will fucking break your legs. And I'll shoot you. Alright? You're aged 30 years old. And dude, you're like my arch nemesis. I think about that Xbox every day. What you did to us. You treated me like we didn't even have a home on 46 Terrace. You treated my dad like he wasn't even a fucking dad, eh? You remember when you had sex with my mother? You disrespected my father. You treated him like he wasn't even a fucking man. How would you like it if I would have home invaded you and fucking killed your mom and gotten your dad's face and blown it the fuck off? Because I lived on 46 Terrace, motherfucker, and you touched my mother? We had a fucking father. I'll fucking blow your brains out, piece of shit. I know where your family lives. Make me slam the money on the fucking table and you're done, you scum. You're next. You're fucking next, Backdorf. Okay? You're next to go, pussy. I just had to off fucking 5 other dudes. Fuck Kevin, fuck your sister, fuck your ugly ass fucking European mama. You fucking Oktoberfest goof. You wait till I get you, pussy. Go to the fucking army and yell hoorah, you fucking goof. I heard you got kicked out of the army, pussy. He got kicked out of the army. He's a fucking disgrace. He's worse than Obama. Stomp on that nigga's face. I fucking hate that nigga. Stay in Florida because we're going to get you down there. I got killers down there. They're coming up, nigga. Go outside, pussy. Go outside, Justin, so I can fucking catch you slipping. You're dead. If I see you, I'm shooting you. I swear to God, I'm going to shoot you with my 410 and my 32. Cuz, it's like that, pussy. Don't ever come to Canada. Don't ever come to Canada. You're not welcome. If I can catch you in Toronto, I have the 45 out on you. I fucking hate that guy. That guy's a bitch. He touched my mom. He broke into our house. All right? He's a racist against Canadians. Don't bring your money down to Florida. They have these racist-ass crackers. They'll break into your house, steal your possessions. It's not safe down there. They treat him like he's a higher citizen. He exploits people and acts like he's a higher citizen than them, even though they came from Canada and et cetera, et cetera. So watch them. He frequents Cape Coral. He thinks he's a biker, thinks he's like this fucking... He thinks he's this guy. He never paid me back for my Xbox or nothing. Never even said sorry. He destroyed my mom's car. He thinks he works with God. He's a fucking last of days loser. All right? He almost got killed in Afghanistan. I wish he did. Rest in peace to the 12 that died in Afghanistan. We all prayed it would have been Justin. You know, the one from Florida, the piece of shit kid that stole from his friends, went against his own government, because I'm an agent. I have a website. I fucking work for the government, and this is a fellow fucking... So, hey, you really have to watch your fellow guys. When I learned about that shit, you gotta even watch your fellow guys. It's bigger than that, bud. Even watch your fellow guys. It's like guys will fucking... You're from the same neighborhood as Buddy? He'll fucking off you in Afghanistan before you return back to Florida. Like, people fucking hate each other even down in Florida. Fellow army people and shit. So that's why I said, you know what? I'm not joining the army with this Justin or this Matt. Because they just broke into my house and shit. And you know what else they did? They put icy hot on my dog, on a perfectly good dog's testicles. That's illegal. They're big into their fucking bestiality weirdo shit down there. We're weirdos, we do it, and we'll fight about it. We rape dogs and rape things and all that and shit. And then we put ice. It's like they're some fucking creeps, dog. That's why Miami got smoked. We hit Miami. We got one of their buildings. Thank the Lord and Savior. They got one of their buildings. But that's just one building. We need the entire Florida hit with a nuke. It's like Japan. I mean, look at it. It's like fucking Japan over there. I know Japan. All right, Japan's over here. Okay, and then there's Florida. It looks just like it. Fucking just nuke the whole fucking place. Fuck that place. Nobody cares about Universal Studios. Nobody cares about Disneyland. Fuck the whole place. Leave it like this. They said they were going to get rid of Florida for a long time. We need Mexico because Mexico's got Coca-Cola. I'm a big customer of the Coca-Cola. It comes from Mexico. But what is this little fucking peninsula I can just cover up with my mouse right here? I don't know. But they better get rid of that Justin. My dad used to live right here in the center of it. We used to live down here. Very funny. Listen, I would be laughing if the Xbox 360 or whatever, but I know it's probably long gone. That was my favorite. This was a certain time. This was Target, the shopping center. My mom bought me my 360 and all that. Let's came to the conclusion if Valerie keeps doing the things she used to do, it's not. Is a U.S. Army person, so after Justin we get him killed or whatever, then I'll release this video. Because the next point is hiring the hitman to go kill him. Because he stole my Xbox 360. Now, we can go to court and I can sue Justin to make a settlement. But do you think Justin has $450 or $500? That's how much the 360s are now. That's how much Justin owes Stack. Plus the money that with the other stuff. So Justin's in debt with this guy up in Canada for like fucking 2,000 bullets illegally. I don't. You buy them illegally, that's $8. In court because it's just the small charge of a prohibited firearm. That's all. And listen, that even the fucking score. Okay, because that's my new 223. I'm stacked in Florida. I'm one of the most famous at it. You will free ammunition. It isn't that fucking hard to get. I have a 32 caliber revolver that will blow the head off Like when an evil animal's hunting for eggs. Where's his eggs? Yeah, that's what they were trying to do with me. But my eggs were right here. And then I cracked him, and now he's got his firearm and all that and all that. When you get out of jail, bud, it's like the whole world. Don't ever turn yourself into jail if you never did anything. Let the